The convoy of black luxury SUVs cut through the Lagos Expressway at dawn, moving with quiet authority. Sunlight bounced off polished metal as traffic instinctively slowed. Heads turned. People stared. The cars moved like royalty on wheels. Halima broke it. "Where are we going?" Halima asked in a shaky voice. Binta swallowed hard. The truth pressed painfully against her chest. She didn't know. "I don't know yet, my love," she said softly. "But wherever it is, God is already there." Halima nodded, though doubt lingered in her eyes. She turned to the tinted window, watching Lagos blur past, streets both familiar and suddenly strange. The car slowed, then turned. The noise of the city faded. Tall trees appeared. Wide, quiet roads stretched ahead. Halima frowned. "Rich people live here," she whispered. Binta exhaled slowly, her heart tightening. The massive white and gold gates of the estate slid open without a sound. Beyond them lay manicured lawns, fountains dancing in the sunlight, and a mansion so vast it felt unreal, like something from another world. The car came to a stop. Binta stepped out first. She froze. Her breath caught as the weight of the place pressed down on her. Halima stepped out beside her and immediately reached for her mother's hand, gripping it tightly. "Mama, is this a hotel?" Halima whispered. Binta couldn't answer. Her eyes darted everywhere, overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the wealth surrounding them. Two uniformed guards bowed slightly. A maid approached, her smile gentle and calm. "Welcome home," the maid said. The words struck Binta like thunder. Home? The mansion doors opened into a world of quiet luxury.
Mama,
Marble floors reflected their
in
faces.
heaven?
Crystal chandeliers shimmered overhead. The walls smelled of polish and calm, like nothing bad had ever happened there. Maids appeared, not hurried, not loud, but graceful and intentional. One gently took Halima's bag. Another offered warm towels. "You must be tired," one said softly. "Please, allow us." Halima instinctively stepped back. Binta tightened her grip on her daughter's hand. "She stays with me," Binta said firmly. The maids nodded immediately. No argument. Only respect. As they walked deeper into the mansion, Halima whispered again, fear creeping into her voice. "Mama, are we in trouble?" Binta bent slightly to meet her eyes. "No, my love," she said. "I don't think we are." But her voice trembled, betraying her uncertainty. Steam filled the luxury room as warm water ran gently. Attendants washed Binta's hair, her hands, her tired skin with care. She flinched, not from pain, but from disbelief. This kindness felt unreal. "Mama, why are they being so nice?" she asked quietly. Binta closed her eyes. "Maybe," her voice broke, "maybe God finally remembered us." In the dressing room, elegant dresses lay neatly arranged. Shoes were lined up with precision. Mirrors surrounded them on every side. Binta reached out to touch a fabric, then quickly pulled her hand back, as though it might burn. "This cloth can feed us for a year," she whispered. A maid smiled softly. "Please wear it." Halima stood before the mirror in a simple but beautiful dress. She barely recognized the girl staring back at her. A shy, uncertain smile crept onto her face. "Mama, is this really me?" she asked. Binta looked at her daughter, tears filling her eyes. "Yes," she said. "This is you. This has always been you." The breakfast table stretched longer than the entire room they once shared back home. Food covered its surface. Fruit, pastries, warm dishes steaming gently. Halima stared in awe. Mama, which one is the beginning?"
Where do we even begin
Binta let out a
from?
weak laugh. The first in a very long time. Her hands shook as she sat at it. She barely touched her plate. This was too much. This felt borrowed. A maid appeared quietly at the doorway. "Madam, he is ready to see you now." The room went still. Binta's heart began to pound. Halima tightened her grip on her mother's hand. "Mama, who is he?" Halima asked. Binta swallowed hard. "I don't know," she said. "But whatever happens, stand behind me." Unknown to Binta, she was about to receive the shock of her life. Watch out for part 4. The grand study was filled with light from tall windows. A man stood with his back to them, dressed in a tailored suit, his broad shoulders commanding the space with quiet authority. Binta's knees weakened. Something in her chest tightened painfully. "You may leave us," the man said calmly. The room emptied. Silence followed. "I have waited many years for this moment," he continued, still facing the window. I told myself not to hope. Hope has embarrassed me before. Binta's breath grew shallow. Halima watched, confused. Slowly, the man turned. Their eyes met. Time collapsed. Binta gasped as her world tilted beneath her feet. User, she whispered. Her legs gave way. He moved instantly, catching her, holding her tightly, like she might disappear again. Binta, he said, breaking. It's you. It's really you. Tears spilled freely now. Years of searching, private investigators, false leads, women pretending to be her. I came back, User said.
I came back.
I looked
everywhere. They erased you. My parents erased everything.
Binta sobbed into his chest.
And you
then
stand
she pulled
there?
away.
Binta,
Her
please,
face
I never
hardened.
meant to.
But
Pain
you
replaced
did.
relief. How could you? She demanded. You left me. You disappeared. I suffered. I begged life to be kind to me. User nodded slowly. I won't defend myself, he said. I was weak. I listened when I shouldn't have. He gestured around the room. All of this. I built it for you. For the life we dreamed of. He looked at her desperately. If you'll still have me, I will never leave again. Binta didn't answer. Instead, she looked past him. At Halima. Standing quietly. Lost. User followed her gaze. He froze. Is this? He asked.
Yes.
His voice shaking. Binta nodded.
My daughter.
Yes. Silence crashed into the room. Halima stepped back slightly. User dropped to his knees. My daughter, he whispered, his voice breaking completely. Halima didn't move. She didn't smile. She didn't run to him. She only watched. Halima looked from the man on his knees to her mother. Her small voice trembled with a question that carried the weight of her whole life. Mummy, is it true?
Is it true?
For a moment, Binta could not speak. Years of silence pressed painfully against her throat. Then slowly, she nodded. Yes, she whispered. Halima took a step forward. Then another. Not running. Not smiling yet. Just moving closer, as though the truth might vanish if she moved too fast. User's breath broke in his chest. He reached out carefully, like someone touching something sacred, and pulled both mother and child into his arms. This embrace was different. Not reunion. A beginning. He held them there for a long moment, as if memorizing the feel of them, the life he thought he had lost. When he finally released them, his face was brighter, almost boyish, like a man rediscovering hope. I have so much to show you,
I have
he
so
said
much
softly.
to show you.
He led them through the mansion slowly, not with pride, but with wonder, like a child eager to share a secret. This garden, he told Halima, gesturing to a wide stretch of green outside, we'll have picnics here. I never used it because it felt empty. Halima glanced at her mother, unsure whether to believe this new world. And that room, he continued, pointing upstairs, can be yours. Or we can build you another one exactly how you want. Maybe with a reading nook. Or a painting wall. Halima's eyes widened slightly.
And when school holidays come, we'll travel.
He added, crouching to her level, we'll travel. Anywhere you want. You'll see oceans, museums, cities that sparkle at night. We'll make up for all the years I missed. For the first time, Halima's lips curved just a little. Binta watched quietly, her heart twisting in ways she didn't yet understand. This man was not showing off wealth. He was offering belonging. They ended in the garden as the sun began to soften, turning the sky gold. For a while, none of them spoke. Halima wandered a few steps away, touching flowers, testing this new world like it might still disappear. User turned to Binta. His voice was quieter now. Not excited. Certain. I spent years building a life I thought I'd share with you, he said gently. But without you, it was just walls. Binta's eyes shimmered. I don't want to lose you again, he continued. Not to pride. Not to fear. Not to time. He reached into his pocket, not dramatically, not theatrically, just simply. Then he knelt. Not like a billionaire. Like a man asking for forgiveness and a future at once. Binta, he said softly.
Will you marry me and let me spend the rest of my life loving you the way I should have from the start?
Yes!
The garden seemed to hold its breath. Halima turned back, sensing something sacred had just happened. Binta covered her mouth, tears slipping free. And for the first time in years, hope did not feel dangerous. The wedding was not loud. It was not extravagant. It was beautiful. Held in a quiet garden bathed in golden evening light, with soft music and gentle laughter drifting through the air. Binta wore elegance like it had always belonged to her. Halima walked beside her, holding her hand, not as a child of struggle, but as a child of promise. When Yuza took Binta's hand, he did not just marry a woman. He reclaimed a story. And for the first time in many years, Binta allowed herself to smile without fear. Days passed, and the house slowly filled with warmth instead of echo, laughter instead of survival. One evening, as they sat together in the living room, Yuza's voice turned serious. "I know everything," he said gently. Binta stiffened. "The police station. The food poisoning incident. The humiliation," he continued softly. "I made inquiries." Halima looked down. "I want to know how you want to handle it," Yuza said. "Justice can be loud, or it can be quiet." There was silence. Then Halima spoke. Her voice was calm now. Thoughtful. Strong in a way that did not shout. "Many children like me go to that school," she said slowly. "They are smart. They try hard. But people treat them like where they come from decides who they are." She looked up. "Let's give them a chance." Binta watched her daughter with quiet pride. Yuza nodded once.
Then we changed the system,
he said. Within weeks, the news spread quietly through Lagos. Yuza Holdings had acquired St. Catherine's School. Scholarships were announced. Entrance tests were opened. Uniform fees were covered. Transportation arranged. Suddenly, doors that had never opened began to open. And Halima made a choice. "I want to go back," she said. Binta's brows furrowed. "Are you sure?" Halima nodded. "Yes. But this time, I'm not going back the same girl." The day Halima returned to school, Lagos felt like it was watching. A sleek convoy pulled up at the school gates. Not to intimidate. Not to boast. But because the world had changed. Security opened the gates. Teachers gathered. Students whispered. And then Halima stepped out. Not in luxury. Not in arrogance. But in quiet confidence. She wore the same school uniform. Only now, she wore it like armor. Binta stepped out beside her. Then Yuza. The school compound fell silent. The same children who once laughed at her now stared in disbelief. One girl stepped forward, shame written across her face. I'm sorry," she murmured. Another followed. Then another. Soon, apologies filled the space where mockery once lived. Halima didn't smile widely. She didn't gloat. She simply nodded. Because she no longer needed their approval. That same morning, dozens of new students arrived. Children from markets, small homes, roadside shops. Children who once believed school gates were not meant for them. They walked in holding admission letters stamped with the school's new scholarship seal. For the first time, the courtyard looked like Lagos itself. Full, bright, unapologetically diverse. And from that day on, no one ever called Halima the Akara girl again. Now, she was something else entirely. Not just the billionaire's heir, but the girl who changed the story. And in the end, Halima did not return to her school as a victim of her past, but as the author of a new future, one where no dream would ever again be limited by where a child began. The end. Subscribe to Sweet Tales by Bee so that you never miss any of our beautiful stories.